welcome back to my channel Integral Science. Today I am going to explain the class 9th CBSE first chapter, Matter in Our Surroundings. As you all know that there are so many things around us, like for example chair, table, pen, basket, and then plants, animals, even ourselves are all made up of matter. But actually what is matter? As you all know that matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So what is matter? Matter is anything or everything. Anything or everything which has mass. Which has mass and occupies space. Space is called as matter, which has mass and space. So for example, if you take a book has certain mass, means certain weight, and it occupies a space. So it is called as a matter. Then what is not matter actually? So for example, like emotions, feelings such as hatredness, happiness, and then thoughts, ideas, they are not considered as matter, because they do not occupy space and do not have mass. Ancient Indian philosophers, they were very curious to know about the matter, because matter differs from one to another, like wood is different from the water. So what makes the difference between one matter to the another matter? They said this matter was called as padarth. This padarth or the matter was made up of 5 basic elements. Matter was also called as padarth. This is made up of how many? 5 basic elements. Which are those 5 basic elements? They were called as Panchatattva. So this is made up of this akar, what is called as soil or Prithvi. They actually called it as Prithvi, means soil. It is made up of Jal. Jal means what? Water. It is made up of Vayu. Vayu means what? Air. And Agni. Agni means what? Energy. And then Akash. Akash means space. See, any matter is made up of 5 basic elements. It is true. Like soil means, like for example, if we take our own example, we are also called as matter. We are also made up of soil. Soil means what? We are made up of minerals. And then anything, whether it is a living thing or non-living thing. Water, Jal. So we do have 70% of water. Even in all organisms also it contains water, whether it is a living thing or non-living thing. And air, it contains some air particles, gases. And energy, we have some energy. Even non-living things also have energy, like a metal, even it has some potential energy. Space means what? Here the empty space occurs between molecules or between particles. So it is true in the present situation also. So even the Greek philosophers were also thought the same thing. But modern scientists, they study the matter based on physical properties and chemical properties. Based on physical properties, matter is classified as solids, liquids, and gaseous state. Based on the chemical properties, matter is classified as elements, compounds, and mixtures. So in this chapter, you are going to learn only about the physical properties, that is solids, liquids, and gaseous state. So what actually the matter? There should be some evidence that what actually the matter is made up of. Some group of scientists believe that matter is a continuous block of wood, continuous mass. It is not made up of any particles. But another school of philosophy or another group of scientists believed that matter is not a continuous block. It is made up of particles, means matter is particulate. Matter is particulate. Particulate means what? All matter is made up of tiny particles. As we know that matter is made up of tiniest particle, we call it as an atom. Atom is the smallest particle which we cannot see through our naked eyes. Even under powerful microscope also we cannot able to observe. But there is one microscope, that is scanning tunneling microscope, Under this microscope, we can observe only the blurred images of compounds or the particles. Okay, we'll come to know that. First we'll go back that matter is a particulate. There should be some evidence. According to sciences, we should not simply believe it. There should be some evidence to believe it. So what evidences are there? Let us study about that. As we discussed that matter is particulate, which means that matter is made up of tiniest particles. So there should be some evidences. Based on what evidences it can be proved that matter is a particulate? So based on the process of diffusion and based on the evidence of Brownian motion. So let us discuss one after the another. So what is diffusion? Diffusion means the intermixing of particles on its own. Intermixing of particles on its own. So this diffusion, it happens even in solids, even in liquids, even in gases also. Like for example, let us take an example of dissolution of what? Salt, or dissolution of solid in a liquid. Solid in a liquid. So take any soluble salt. For example, as prescribed in your NCERT book, it is given as potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate, take only a small pinch or 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, that is KMnO4. Potassium permanganate, KMnO4. You dissolve in water. It is a soluble salt. As most of the salts are soluble in water, water is called as a universal solvent. So this potassium permanganate, when it dissolves in water, it becomes purple, dark purple solution. So, like for example, if you conduct a small activity, take a beaker or a transparent jar, take water into this, around 100 ml or 50 ml, add 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate, which gives bright purple color. So, when you drop this potassium permanganate crystals, what happens? This whole solution, so let us take the whole solution will turn, this is potassium permanganate, and its solution, whole solution will turn into what? Purple color by its own. No need of stirring, it can dissolve by its own. How is it possible? What do you call this process? This process we call it as diffusion. So how is it possible? So how small are these particles? See, if it is a continuous block of mass, this potassium permanganate could not have been dissolved. The whole solution becomes uniform without interfering, without stirring. So how is it possible? So when potassium permanganate is placed in that, the potassium permanganate crystal is such a tiny crystal. You can able to see that. And these crystal splits up into small particles and it is carried away by the water molecules. So these water molecules are also tiny particles, as water is in liquid state and it goes on moving. So these particles have some kinetic energy which makes them continuously moving and carries away the solid particles which are dissolved, and the whole solution becomes uniform. So this is the best evidence that shows that potassium permanganate is such a tiny crystal and it breaks up into small particles. So it means that all matter is made up of particles. Okay. See children, this matter is particulate. What are the evidences to prove that? Diffusion, and another one is the Brownian motion. So here we have taken an example, dissolution of salt or sugar in water. Even you can take common salt like sodium chloride in water, or else you can take sugar or jaggery in water. It dissolves by its own. That proves that matter is particulate. It is made up of small particles. Another one is the mixing of two gases. Even you can take two gases. For example, you light a incense stick. The smoke of the incense stick has some fragrance in the whole room. This smoke spreads to the whole room and spreads the fragrance. This shows that even gases can also mix up solids, even in the cases of solids also. For example, if you place a coin one above the other and keep it like that, and for 1 year, and after 1 year or after a long period of time, just to take it out the coins, it won't come out, they will stick. Even the solid, the particles of solid, of one solid with another solid also, they keep on diffusing. They intermix between one matter to the another matter, or one coin to the another coin. Even another example you can take that. In holidays, for example, in the March month your school ends up. So when we write down the board, and if we don't rub it for over a month, and after 1 month if you come and rub the board, it won't erase it properly, because the chalk particles diffused into the particles of blackboard or whiteboard or green board. Hence it is very difficult to rub. Even solids also undergoes diffusion, but it is a very slow process. Compared to the solids, liquids undergo diffusion faster. And compared to the liquids, gases undergo diffusion very faster. For example, if anybody puts the perfume on their body, on their clothes, this perfume is a volatile liquid. Volatile liquid means what? It escapes very easily into the air. And somebody comes with the perfume, then this perfume, just as it is a volatile substance, it diffuses very fastly into the air, and you can very quickly come to know that somebody has put the perfume. So this is because of the process of the diffusion. That is, that evidence that shows that they are all made up of tiny particles. That is what is another evidence. This is one is diffusion, another one is Brownian motion. What is this Brownian motion? In the year 1827, Robert Brown discovered this process, or discovered this evidence. Like, he placed some pollen grains. Pollen grains means, you know that it is a male part of the flower. Pollen grains contains male gametes. These are so they are present in the anther, in the flower. These pollen grains, if you just hold a flower, you can see there are some yellow color pollen grains will stick on the surface. So when he dropped these pollen grains in the water, so these pollen grains, so when you take a glass of water, no, that water appears to be very still. It's very calm and cool. We feel that there is no movement, but actually there is a movement of water particles. So when we place these pollen grains, let us take this pollen grains. If you just drop it, this pollen grain spreads very quickly. So he observed, how is it possible when water appears to be still and these pollen grains able to move very fast in a random position, in a random way? How is it possible? Because the water is also made up of particles. There are small particles like water molecule particles are present. So how small are these? This will come to know. These water particles, they keep on moving. They keep on moving and makes these particles, bigger particles, to collide, to bombard, and makes them move because of the kinetic energy of the particles of the water. Hence, it makes the pollen grains to move. This Brownian motion is also observed in gases also. So, this Brownian motion is more commonly observed in liquids and gases. Like here, the motion of the pollen grains, or if you take even chalk dust placed into the water, it spreads very quickly. So solid in water, liquid, or else even you can take it in gases. For example, when a strong beam of light enters into a room through window or through door, you can see that dust particles scattered in the ray. Or else in a dark room, when you on the torchlight, you can see the dust particles. Dust particles are easily visible, but the particles of the air we cannot see. But you can see that those particles, the movement of the dust particles we can able to see. How is it possible? Because the air particles has kinetic energy and it makes them to move. It makes them to push or move them in a random way because of the kinetic energy of the air particles. So this is about the Brownian motion. So Brownian motion is observed in liquids and gases. So we say that liquids and gases are called as fluids because they can able to move faster than the solids. Whereas solids, we say that they are rigid, they are hard, they are inflexible, they could not able to bend. With certain force only it can be bent. So in this class what you have learnt? What is matter, and then what are the evidences to prove that matter is particulate? Which are the two evidences? That process of diffusion and the Brownian motion. So what do you come to know about these two processes? That matter is made up of tiny particles. Another, what do you conclude? That matter, these particles are in constant motion. Okay, two conclusions which we can draw from these two processes, that is diffusion and Brownian motion. Okay, thank you for watching this video. In the next class, we'll learn about the characteristics of matter.